guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at times real mermaids were found. I find the whole topic about mermaids very interesting, so let's get into the video.
South Island, New Zealand. Fishing is a major economic activity for any community near a natural water body, but sometimes it's not only fish that are caught on those fishing lines. Fishermen on South Island, New Zealand, for instance, caught a suspicious looking animal in 2014.
But the thing is it actually going to be a mermaid, or maybe it's just like some special seal? I swear like 90% of the ocean hasn't been discovered. People think mermaids are going to be these really attractive fish like humans. I'm telling you, they're going to look like aliens.
At first, they thought they had stumbled upon a dead person's body, maybe murdered, and their body dumped into the ocean. They called the New Zealand Coast Guard, who in turn alerted the local authorities about the strange-looking corpse. The local authorities, on close observation, concluded that the remains weren't entirely those of a human being.
Well, what were they? Are they going to show us what the thing looks like? I swear if they don't show us a photo the whole way throughout this video, I'm going to get angry.
There was no denying there were parts of an uncanny resemblance to those of humans. But on the other hand, there were entirely different parts that you're likely to see on an aquatic animal. It was a bizarre find, and naturally, one that got people talking across the whole of New Zealand. The police were just as puzzled as the general public.
Was that an actual photo of the thing? I really hope that wasn't, because I don't know what that was. Please tell me that was like some type of fake thing. Like, this better be some type of fake joke that somebody done. If this actually did wash up on a beach, that is terrifying.
To help with unraveling the mystery behind this find, they enlisted the help of forensic and anthropological experts from the University of Auckland. To this day, the skeleton remains as one of the most real mermaid finds.
But was that the actual photo of the mermaid? If that is the photo, I guess that's technically proof that they do exist. I mean, if we somehow get in communication with them, I just hope they don't try to kill us. Like, I hope they're friendly.
Kai Islands, Indonesia. The mermaid sighting on the Indonesian island of Kai came at the height of World War II, probably one of the well-documented mermaid appearances to date. Here's what went down. The Japanese had stationed a surveillance troop on the island, but what they ran into over there had nothing to do with the war. Several soldiers reported seeing rather strange sea creatures spotting human-like features.
I feel like I'm gonna say this throughout the whole video, but it could possibly have been a seal. Whenever I first seen a seal for the first time, I thought it was a human. Maybe these people don't know what seals are, and they just seen like a big flipper tail thing and thought it was a mermaid.
The humanoid figures could have approximately 150 centimeters in length. Both the hands and feet were webbed, and their heads had spines.
Okay, never mind. That doesn't look like a seal to me. I don't know what that looks like. That literally looks like a fish that would be in like a nuclear pond. Maybe they actually did see a mermaid after all.
The mouths had spiny teeth, like those you'd expect in a carp's. The face on the other side was said to be a blend of human-like and ape-like features. And they also had hair, shoulder-length hair as described by a Japanese sergeant who was called to observe the dead one. The Japanese soldiers spotted these animals playing around in the waters and would occasionally beach themselves. When the soldiers brought up these sights with the locals, they were told the creatures were commonplace on the island. They even had a name, Rang Kai, which translates to human fish.
Okay, well, apparently they witnessed a human fish. I don't know if they were friendly. Hopefully they were. Imagine you went swimming in the sea and a mermaid like grabbed you. Like, I swear to eat humans.
GOKWE and Osborne Dams, Zimbabwe. Just like in Indonesia, half human and half fish creatures have a special name, the Mamba Muntu. Their appearance is usually associated with a bad omen, as per the local myths and beliefs. And going by incidences in 2012, this might not be much of a myth, but rather a fact. Construction workers were getting down at a site setting up the GOKWE and Osborne Dams on the Odzee River when they encountered the infamous Mamba Muntu. It was just one, but it was such an inconvenience to the whole crew.
I'm sorry, but that right there is fake. You see that video we just looked at where it looked like a dead mermaid? That is fake. There's no way that's real. Somebody's made a fake mermaid, put a wig on it, and is now pretending that's real. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it.
According to reports, the mermaid appeared to have been pissed for some reason and took it out on the workers. The workers had to abandon the project along the way because of the aforementioned beliefs. They made it clear that resuming their duties on the dams was out of the question, but the project had to be completed. So the local authorities enlisted the labor of white workers. This was under the pretext that these laborers didn't care much about Mamba Mutu's bad rap. How mistaken they were. The second batch also had to leave due to the harassment by the mermaid.
Wait, so a mermaid basically harassed them? I don't know if I'm gonna come across as a weirdo in this video, but I feel like I definitely am. Maybe mermaids actually are real. I mean, if they're getting harassed by one, why don't they just catch it? Put a big net into the ocean, catch it, and then eat it.
The work had to stop for some time. Traditional leaders were called in to perform a set of rituals aimed at appeasing the angry mermaids.
So instead of giving up on their work, they decided to do a ritual. I can't even say that word. But basically they summoned the witches.
BUFFELJAGS River, South Africa. Here's another African country popular with mermaid sightings. South Africa has a long history of mermaids. It dates back to thousands of years, back when the Kausan inhabited the African country.
I'm sorry, but that video right there is not real. That's like them clickbaity videos people used to post on YouTube in like 2012. There was like a video I watched years ago on YouTube where it was like a mermaid sighting, but it was literally just somebody swimming in the sea with a fake mermaid costume on. This is why I don't know if I can take this video serious. Like, I want it to be real, but I also don't think it is. You can't put clips like that in and expect us to believe it.
There were numerous paintings of half-human and half-fish creatures on walls, which goes to show that the idea of mermaids were ingrained in their culture early on. Interestingly, these paintings have been spotted in some of the driest parts of the country. How then did these early inhabitants encounter the aquatic animals? Perhaps this isn't much of a hard question when you consider some of these regions once lied underwater. Most recently in 2008, sightings were reported in BUFFELJAGS River in Surabrak town, Western Cape Province. According to a local, Daniel Cupido, he and a group of friends were having a chill along the river banks when they heard a sound, almost like what someone bashing a wall.
Oh gosh, somebody bashing a wall. I swear whenever a mermaid's trying to like get you into them, they like sing. Is that not what the Disney films say? Do you want to know something? Disney has really screwed us up because we think mermaids want to sing to us when in reality they want to eat us and like literally murder us.
They got curious and decided to find out what it could be. At first, they thought they could see the face of a white woman with long black hair, but when Daniel went for a closer look, he came back terrified with quite an unsettling account of what he had seen. The white-faced woman turned out to have red glowing eyes. She wasn't completely human.
So we basically seen a mermaid devil. Every single second we get into this video, the video gets darker. It started off with mermaids being like all nice and lovely. Then it got into mermaids harassing people, and now apparently they've got red eyes. Are mermaids real? That's all I want to know.
Kiryat Yam, Israel. Unlike our last two mermaids, who were rather vile, the one at Kiryat Yam, Israel, was quite a darling.
Oh, so we finally got a nice mermaid. It's about time. I was thinking we have to have one.
Appearing only at dusk, she took delight in having people watch. Both locals and tourists gathered to watch the humanoid figure perform for them, but it was probably more than a few tricks that kept these people around.
This is the video I was talking about. See that video right there? That was literally the video that I was talking about. This isn't real. Like, I'm sorry, they're literally playing us. We're getting played like a fiddle.
The possibility that the performer would have been the famous half-fish and half-human made the shows a must attend. It didn't take long before the first account of how exactly the performer looked was in. According to one of the locals, he charged upon the mermaid when she was sunbathing. When he went in for a closer look, she quickly made for the waters. At this point, the curious observer with his friends noted that in place of legs, the supposedly young woman had a tail.
Is that the video that was taken in Israel? Because I swear that's the video I was talking about. I don't know whether to believe it or not. Please comment down below and let me know if I'm crazy or not, because I swear I feel crazy.
Soon, lots of different people started giving accounts supporting this sighting. The town was soon buzzing with the story of the mermaids, so much that the town council offered $1 million to anyone with explicit information that indeed the mermaid was real. No one has claimed the reward yet.
Well, then that's probably proof that it probably didn't happen. I mean, somebody could probably just make it up and claim the money. Do you want to know something? I'm gonna go to Israel and do that.
Hispaniola Island, the Caribbean. Famed Italian explorer Christopher Columbus is known to have encountered several mermaids on his voyage near Hispaniola in the Caribbean Sea. Columbus wrote in the ship's log that he saw at least 3 mermaids in the water around Hispaniola Island. They were quite playful, just jumping around the water.
They might seem playful, but the minute you jump in the water with them, they'll literally rip you to shreds. It's like a Chihuahua dog or a seal. They seem all lovely and like lovely-dovely, you know what I mean? And then the minute you put your finger near their mouth, they'll rip it off.
When Columbus and his crew came near in their ship, 3 mermaids rose out of the water. Delightful as it might sound, the explorer wasn't so impressed by what he saw. He expected the creatures to be the epitome of beauty as painted in folktales. But here, they didn't look anything like that. They were downright unattractive and mannish, according to him.
So he's basically calling the mermaids ugly. Do you want to know something? That's actually quite mean. Like, they're literally gonna attack you. This man is asking to get attacked.
Newark Bay, Scotland. Mermaids feature considerably in Scottish folklore, and mermaid sightings are just as many across the country.
Apparently there's a lot of sightings in Scotland. If I go to my local beach, the sea there is like the sea that connects to Scotland. So maybe if I go out in a boat, I'll be able to see a mermaid.
And mermaid sightings are just as many across the country. Newark Bay is one of the places that reported not one, but several cases of mermaids in the 19th century. In 1890, rumors started flying that there was a mermaid in the bay. They were treated as that, rumors. But soon, more people came forward with their own accounts of one lurking just around the bay. They even gave her a name, the Dearness Mermaid. According to locals, the mermaid was about 7 feet in length, pale white skin, and spotted long black hair. She used her arms to crawl onto the rocks in the bay, and would later slide back into the waves. All these observations were made from a distance. Apparently, Dearness was extra careful not to come too close to the beach.
See, the thing is, if I were there, I'd literally run up to the mermaid and try to grab it. Imagine if you had a mermaid in a cage. You would get so much money. I just think it's so crazy that there's a possibility that these things do exist. I mean, you don't know.
Main Island, British Columbia. In 1967, mermaid talk hit the larger British Columbia when a supposed humanoid was seen on the shores of Main Island. And guess what she was doing? Just chilling on the beach without a care in the world. According to ferry riders that evening, they saw a blonde woman with equally blonde hair. She was topless and had a porpoise tail in place of legs. Some even claimed to have seen her eating raw salmon. The mermaid was seen again the next week. As a lot of people began to seek information about the mermaid, the Colonist, which was the town's newspaper, offered a $25,000 reward for information. Accommodation arrangements for the mermaid had even been arranged.
Did they say accommodation for the mermaid? I'm sorry, sweetheart, but the mermaid's not gonna jump up and give you an interview. Anyways, guys, that was times real mermaids were found. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press that big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.